Hello, my amazing artists. Welcome back to Art with Mrs. Knowles. We are going to be creating a mandala today. This is my mandala. So mandalas are interesting because they use something called radial symmetry. And radial symmetry is when you have a center point, like you can see with my flowers, and then everything comes out from that point. So when you have something that is symmetrical, usually we talk about having a line of symmetry, right? And then the two things, like my hand, the two things on each side are the same. But for radial symmetry, instead of that line of symmetry, you have a point, and then everything coming out from that point is the same. So it's a little bit different, but it makes it sort of, your eye just sort of follows around and keeps going. All right, are you ready to get started? Okay. All right, so here we have my mandala up a little bit closer. Now these are used in many different cultures all around the world. You see them in religious, like Hindu and Buddhist and Christianity. So you see them all over the world. And part of that reason is that they are sort of a meditative artwork, because like I just said, your eye just sort of flows around and follows, and it just kind of goes in a circle, which helps you to start meditating. So I thought that this activity would be great for us right now, so we can kind of try and relax and do our best with it. All right, so you're gonna need a piece of paper. I have a white piece of paper here, but a different color would work too. You are also gonna need a pencil and a Sharpie or some other dark colored marker or pencil or whatever, and something to color with. I'm gonna leave that up to you. So to get started, we need to create a square out of this rectangle. So you could do that by measuring. I have a little bit easier way of doing that, which you might already know. It's to take one corner, to fold it over, and you line up the two edges, these edges right here, and then fold that over. And you should have created a triangle with an extra flap right there. And we're gonna cut off the extra flap. So I'm just gonna hold it down, cut it right there. Awesome. And then when I open it up, I actually have a perfect square. Nifty, right? Now we do want this to be folded, so I am gonna fold it the other way as well. Line it up. Make sure it's kind of straight. Okay, so now I have an X, right? And then I am going to fold it the other way as well. Like that. And like that. Now you might notice, okay, so you should have kind of a star on there. You might notice that I am using a square for my mandala. Typically mandalas are circles. So if you wanted to get to this part, and then maybe you find something that is about this size and you trace it like a plate maybe, you could trace a circle and then you would have the circle. So it's the same thing, it's just using a square or a circle. Okay, done with my scissors, put those away. So now I am going to start with my pencil. And I want you to think of a theme for your mandala. My theme for this one was nature. So you can see I have a flower, I have a couple different leaves. I was thinking of a seashell when I made this little pattern, and then I have some water and bubbles. So be creative. Think about maybe, I don't know, what could you do? Food, that would be interesting. Maybe you do one of your favorite things, like maybe you have like a sports, different things using sports equipment or something like that. Okay, but the key thing is you're gonna start right here in the middle and grow your design out from the middle. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a nature theme since that's what I did before. So what I'm gonna do is, you can see I came out from the middle and I drew a leaf design. And then I'm gonna do it on all four of the lines, Trying to keep them about the same shape. It's okay if they're not exactly the same. Okay, so, and then I'm also going to want to add something on these 4 lines. They're going diagonally as well. And let's see, do something a little different. So you want to keep the design. So can you see how I'm moving my paper to kind of try and keep it similar? So each time it's about the same. I know it's hard to keep your design exactly the same. Mine is different each time too. Okay, cool. So I got my starting thing here. I could even go in and add a few more details. Just remember, when you add something on one part, you got to do it on each of the parts because it's radial symmetry. It's coming out from the center. All right, wow, that looks interesting. Okay, so I got kind of a flower design going. Let's see. That's gonna be a leaf. Leaf. You gotta do it on all 4 of the lines. Leaf. Okay, now you notice I'm not adding my details yet. I'm gonna wait to do that. I'm just getting my design. Okay, now that I got that done, I am going to use my Sharpie and I'm going to trace all of my lines with Sharpie. So I'm going to do that and then come back. All right, so I traced my mandala with Sharpie. You do not have to use Sharpie, you could use something else. I wanted to use Sharpie because I'm going to paint. Now your next step and the final step is to add some color, right? So on my example that I showed you earlier, what I did was I used watercolor on my large parts, my larger shapes, and then I went back and used colored pencil on the smaller shapes like the bubbles, the seashell thing, and these little circles on my leaf. So that is how I did it. You may choose, you can use colored pencil, markers, whatever you want to use, but I should see it colored neatly, right? No scribble scrabble. So I can't wait to see how your mandalas turn out. Oh, there's my dog. Do you want to see my dog? Hold on just a second. Hey, we have a special visitor who decided to join us. Hi, Oreo. Come here. Shake. Good boy. Good shake. But they couldn't see your shake. Do it one more time. Shake. Good boy. Okay. What a good boy. All right. I will see you guys later. Bye.